Every time my wife was caught getting intimate with someone else, she would hand me a reconciliation voucher, asking me to forgive her instantly, because before we got married, she confessed her love to me 99 times, and only on the 100th time did I finally propose to her, I gave her 99 reconciliation vouchers, promising that as long as she didn't use them all, we would stay together forever. But after only 3 years of marriage, I caught her 96 times. Now there were only 3 vouchers left, which meant I was about to completely leave her. However, that day after I had just undergone liver surgery, I received a call from my wife. She didn't ask about my health, but insisted that I immediately go to the office to drink with a client. When I arrived at the event, I caught her being intimate with a scheming man. She didn't feel the slightest guilt, and instead, she handed me a reconciliation voucher, asking me to forget what I had just seen and hurry up to toast the client. Remembering the promise I had made, I felt a sense of despair, but I still drank the glass of wine, only to cough up blood immediately. She didn't care about me, and even complained that I had disrupted the client, throwing me out of the banquet hall. I had no choice but to wait for her in the car, but when the event ended, I saw in the rearview mirror she was again in the arms of the scheming man. I could no longer stand it, so I got out of the car to interrupt them, but she turned it around, blaming me for secretly hiding in the car. Hearing those words, I felt my heart completely shatter. Then she received a call saying the scheming man had passed out from drunkenness. She immediately decided to leave, but turned back to pretend to care about me, saying she was just checking on a younger subordinate and that it was no big deal. She'd just use one more reconciliation voucher. I looked at her calmly and said, since she had decided to use the reconciliation voucher, I would never be angry with her. She immediately smiled and left. Little did she know, after tonight she would only have one reconciliation voucher left at this moment. At this, my heart was completely devoid of attachment. I immediately wrote up the divorce agreement and just waited for her to use up the last chance. When she came home, she put a bag on the table. When I saw it was from my favorite cake shop, I thought she still cared about me, and a moment of comfort flashed through my mind. But the next second, I saw that there were only 2 dirty clothes inside. She said the scheming man's clothes were dirty, so she brought them back for me to hand wash and reminded me to iron them after I cleaned them. Then she hugged her phone and went off to chat with the scheming man. I overheard their conversation and realized that the cake was for the scheming man and the dirty clothes were left for me. She openly said on the phone that she couldn't bear to let the scheming man's hands do the dirty work. My heart ached like a knife cutting through it. I rushed into the bathroom, looking at my increasingly rough hands, and suppressed my anger. Just then, I heard her voice again saying she had to go back to the office for something. I immediately asked her if she didn't come back tonight, could I use one of the reconciliation vouchers. She didn't realize this was her last chance, and immediately agreed, saying she would definitely be home before 12 and wouldn't need the reconciliation voucher. She even planned to kiss me, but I turned my head and avoided it. She was a little surprised, and just as her phone rang again, she stopped asking questions and immediately turned to leave. The clock showed 9 p.m., only 3 hours left until the deadline. To pass the time, I ordered my favorite cake and watched the video from our wedding. Tears streamed down my face without me noticing. Time quickly passed, and it was midnight. I took out the reconciliation voucher, ready to tear it up. But just then, the doorbell rang. I opened the door with hope in my heart, only to find it was the delivery person standing at the door.